Christmas night. Ravens go out west and defeat San Francisco 49ers 33-19. Lamar Jackson, 20 completions, 252 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 18 completions, 255 yards, 4 completions to the white.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much about the 49ers. All right, people talking too much about the 49ers and they lost the damn game.
I'll talk about
Yeah, you could talk about them, but I mean, it's like I said, it was a statement. You felt disrespect. I ain't get the pregame the game preview the game with y'all, but you felt disrespected coming in. I mean, it's warranted, I guess, because they're 11-3. So they were playing at home across the country. So I guess, but at the same time, you got to look at who the Ravens played, how they played against these teams, who they've beaten. They loaded almost at every single position now. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the national media was thinking. You ain't hear a lot of 49ers players coming out being disrespectful for the game. So you basically put the chip that's always on the Ravens' shoulder. I feel like lately you just made it bigger, and they proved it. It was a statement from literally. It was a statement game. Will it mean a lot going on if you don't do what you got to do in Miami? I don't know. Maybe longer it might if you meet them again, but you made a statement, and that is like I said. I think for the last couple of weeks since the Rams game, maybe the game before that, we've been on here saying the Ravens need to keep building, and it seems like every week they're getting better. To go out there and pretty much dominate a team. You spot them 5 points, you get tripped up, and then you get a Phantom Darby holding call away from the ball when Purdy was out the pocket. So you spot them 5 points really, and then you still dominate them in that type of fashion. It's not a lot you can say. You look forward to Miami. I got shout out to Zay. He's clearly proven that he's the Ravens' number 1 receiver. They need to give him all the targets there is. Don't give Bateman a lot of targets. Give them all to Zay. That's pretty much all I got to really say about the game. Because I'm gonna say what I really need to say to what happened to you late in the show, but I'm pretty sure Nick and Keith going to touch on Lamar, so we'll talk about that. But it was just a statement game. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the lock in, and when they locked in like that, it's a hard team to beat. They're going to be a hard team to beat.
Yeah, so I mean, great win Monday night. It definitely was one of those games that you felt could be a preview of a future playoff matchup. I do want to implore the Ravens fans, let's keep our eyes on the prize, though, because I see a lot of victory lapping over a Week 16 victory. Yes, it was amongst the 49ers. Yes, it was one of those games where you want to see if it's a litmus test and see where you stand. But, Keys mentioned it doesn't matter if you lose to Miami, nigga. It don't matter if we lose first round in the playoffs again. Let's worry about ourselves. We keep talking about the 49ers and their fans and this and that. Let's just pipe it down and worry about ourselves and keep the main thing. You don't see Lamar all excited about the win against the 49ers. He was business like as usual because, again, we got bigger goals to attain. We didn't did this regular season shit before. We didn't did number 1 seed before. Too many times. Like, I ain't even tripping off of that. But pleasantly surprised. I'm happy. I'm excited for the win. I'm excited how we came out and we executed on Christmas. I was a little scared with John Harbaugh manning that, but shit, John Harbaugh outcoached Kyle Shanahan, so we do got to give him kudos there. One thing that we saw, which was key in the game, the Ravens use primarily zone packages, and we disguise that zone. We disguise our looks pre-snap and then show you something post-snap. With the 49ers, who like to use a lot of motion to create mismatches on the field, that kind of is nullified when you have so much zone usage of the defense, right? You got players playing spots. That's why you see all the tip passes. Purdy was trying to throw the spots that were already occupied by Ravens defenders. We got so many hands on balls, and they weren't able to adjust. I think Purdy, his next progression is, all right, what do you do off script? Because Kyle keeps it on script for you so much. What do you do when there's somebody standing in your throwing lane? Like a couple of those throws, those interceptions, I think he should have pump faked, got the defender in the air, and then made a different decision, whether it's throw the ball out of bounds or still try to attempt the pass. But he was just focused on, all right, the read is here to Debo. I'm going to throw it to Debo regardless of who's standing in my way. And that played in our hands because we're a smart defense. It's not that we just got the personnel. It's not that we just got the scheme. We got the IQ. You know what I mean? We just know how to play defense in Baltimore, and we coach it differently here. So we were opportunistic in that way, and the turnovers were the key to the game. You know, I think both teams could move the ball per se, but the only thing that was the difference in the game was the continuous turnovers that we were able to get. And that's not fluky. That's not luck. You got to force and cause turnovers. You know, those deflections happen because people were in throwing lanes, right? So got to give us our credit for that. And also catching the interception. There's a lot of times people get their hands on the ball and fumble it and it hits the ground. We were playmaking hawks on Monday, so got to give us a lot of credit on that regard. I said last week I wanted to see Purdy kind of have to see pressure, have to feel pressure, move him out of his spots, make him feel uncomfortable. I think we made him feel uncomfortable, you know, with the pressure we were getting. I saw one of the interceptions, Kyle Hamilton's second, I believe. You know, we forced Brock to throw cross shoulder on the run, something that, you know, it was a 50-50 ball. But that's what we like to see. You know, if it's 50-50, I like our chances in that. And also if he's throwing, you know, he's not known for his rocket cannon arm. So if he's throwing cross shoulder, hey, that's a win for the defense. And as far as offense is concerned, yes, our defense is dominant or has been dominant, but our offense is top 5 in the league as far as scoring. So, you know, nothing changed in this regard. There was a lot of instances in which, yes, we were given short fields, but it required the offense to put up points to finish those drives. And the first couple of opportunities, we were responding with field goals. But that wasn't the entire game. You know, I think there was a stretch, 7 straight possessions we've had put points on the board on offense. That's something that we need to continue building on. Is something that I like to see, you know. And then towards the end of the game, we were closing with touchdowns, you know. So the 49ers would make a mistake, and we compounded that mistake by scoring a touchdown to make them have to feel that. You know what I mean? The connection with Zay, you know, you see that building. Odell on third downs. You know, that's something that people don't talk about a lot. But there was a few key third downs where Lamar is looking for his veteran receiver. And what do we see? His veteran receiver making a play for him. Isaiah Likely making plays still. Justice Hill is a good running back when he's not fumbling. Shout out to him. And so on and so forth, man. Even I don't want to kudos the offensive line because it's more so Lamar Jackson and his elusiveness. But, you know, I thought Nick Bosa was going to show out a little bit more. But you see, when you have an MVP on your side of the football, it's kind of hard to blitz because you got to play contain too. Lamar was looking to escape that pocket when he could. So in that sense, I can't go all out blitzing when I know that if I do that and I don't get to him, he's 40 yards downfield. It was so bad. He was pointing at linebackers, Pro Bowl linebackers, all pro linebackers, like, oops, got him, sit down. Like, that's the impact that he's having on the field. So shout out to Lamar, man, because, you know, if he gets a second MVP, ain't shit you can say about him no more. I don't want to hear nothing about the narrative. There ain't shit you can say.
Ain't nothing you can say now.
I don't think you can really say nothing now.
Oh, they're saying it.
They're gonna find something.
I mean, they are. Yeah. Quarterbacky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's bullshit.
Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but big win. For me, it started with the physicality. We came in and we played physical football from the jump on both sides of the football, but especially defensively. I think a lot of that had to do with Marlon Humphrey in the slot. It just, that one play where he bum rushed the tackle and just like it just brought a different level of physicality. Allowed Stevens to get the tip, Marlo with the interception. Like, he looks like he's getting his swagger back in that regard. It's the 7th win this year for the Ravens that we won by over 14 plus points. All of those win against teams over 500. So we got quality wins. We playing quality teams. The wins are stacking, and so that's what you want to do this time of year. Big win, man. Like I said, I think Nick and Keys pretty much covered it all. Let's get to this week for real, but good win.
Yeah, just real quick on the 49ers side. I don't like all the narratives. Like Nick said, on the Ravens side, the fans getting hype over week 16, but all the excuses y'all are making for losing this week 16. Oh, Kyle didn't throw the bag because we might play them in the Super Bowl, so we kept it vanilla. I don't think Kyle wants to lose on Christmas at home, y'all.
Kyle's
I'm just put that
mannerisms
out.
didn't give that off, but
Nah.
they can.
I felt like that about the Lions more than like Dan Campbell was like, yeah, it's an out of division game. It's week 6. Who gives a fuck? I felt like that about him. But this game, knowing it's a Super Bowl preview, nah, you're not going out there to lose.
Christmas night, nah.
Christmas night, you're not doing that. And the Debo and all of them, oh, it's fluky. Yo, 4 or 5 interceptions, not fluky, dog. 1, 2. Yeah,
that's why I'm talking about the 49ers. I got more respect for them as a franchise than
I don't like that.
I'm realizing
front runners,
I'm realizing what type of franchise they really are, because it's getting kind of nasty with the narratives they're trying to spend. Like just take your L and keep moving. You're still the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah,
if I'm the 49ers, if I'm a player on the 49ers, I still feel confident. But I'm not saying it's fluky or whatnot, but I will say, hey, we can do things about tip passes at the line of scrimmage. I already gave a couple solutions, but I think the main thing that they learned going forward is maybe we don't have to be cute and sexy. Like when we gave the ball to Christian McCaffrey,
I say, yo, run the ball.
He got the ball every play on one drive and scored.
It's not in Kyle. He's not going to do that. That's why they lose
28 to what was there? 28-3.
3.
That's not Kyle Shanahan.
That's why
he was up.
That's why he keep losing big
games.
He was up.
What, the 49ers versus the Chiefs?
Yo, come on,
Kyle Shanahan.
He had 14 carries. Carries. Ain't no way. That should have been 25 plus. The way that he was toting the rock.
And the way that Brock was playing too. Like, I mean, if he can't read
exactly, Keys, the way he's playing, let's take the ball out of his hands.
You got to go with the game. I mean, I ain't going. Kyle, great coach. I ain't going.
Yeah, for sure.
One game. Sure. Yeah, like Nick said, he definitely was our coach, and it was shown on the field by just his play calling. He just was being stubborn, kept running the same type of designs, and into his own defense. It's not going to work. It just wasn't going to work.
No. Yeah, when you're not used to playing catch up, it's tough. Like you come out, you score out the half, they get the ball. What you come out and do? Purdy throws the interception to Queen. Get back to running the football. Like get back to trying to establish that, because Purdy was already turning the ball over, but they kind of got erratic. And look, you're not Purdy off his spot. We saw Monday night. You can force a couple turnovers.
The problem with that offense is, I mean, and it works because a lot of teams don't have the talent the Ravens have, or the scheme the Ravens have.
That's the main thing.
Is the offense is even though they can run the ball well, they got that zone running scheme. They got to throw the ball to set up that run. That's the only way that offense works. That's the way that Shanahan, Kubiak should work. They need to throw the ball. They don't got to throw the ball all the way down the field, but they need that West Coast to set up the back defense off a little bit so they can develop the running lanes. I mean, that's just so if they wasn't throwing the ball well,
I think regardless,
he was going to keep him trying to throw in that joint. But like you said, if the run was working, so I don't get it.
So at halftime, it was what 16-12.
Yeah, 16-12.
But going into halftime, they scored that touchdown just by running the ball. They didn't pass the ball at all. And with Christian McCaffrey, who is godly, I think we can say that now. He's godly. You know, I'm not trying to be blasphemous, but as far as football is concerned, he's up there with the GOATs. Yeah. You know what I mean? You choose. You choose. Mm-hmm. You just got to give him the ball against this rush defense that we got that's been struggling. You know, with Kyle, people just getting too cute, too pompous, too egotistical. You know, you saw what Christian did to the defense. You saw what our defense been doing the last 3-4 weeks. If it was me, I'd be running up and down because it was close enough to do that. The game wasn't out of hand at that point.
He wanted to win. He
wanted Brock Purdy to showcase versus Lamar, and he got his ass handed to him.
He got caught up in the MVP shit.
He got caught up in that ESPN shit. Stop letting these people say it. I trust Brock Purdy over Lamar Jackson. Okay.
Stop.
Look at the score now, nigga. Look at the
same people that were saying they was trusting Jared Goff, and you can't listen to these people, man. You can't.
Come on, bro. These niggas is crazy.
Yeah, they are. Good win by y'all. Good